There's that man again.
You know, I've never done a perfect 10 video. Um, this will definitely be my first one. It won't be my last because I couldn't really choose perfect 10 because I had to put 11 in there. And that could let you know that I have more that I could put on this list. Stay tuned. I'll tell you about it. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Teddy Files. I'm your resident sommelier, Mr. Diaz Teddy. And today we're talking about fragrances that are perfect 10s. Um, it was hard for me to make this video because I'm looking through my fragrances and I'm clamoring, like, oh my God, I think this one will work on. Wait a minute, well, hold on that one. And I have put in and pulled out so many fragrances because there were ones that I felt represented what I wanted to talk about today a lot more. So this was not an easy video to make, and I will be making a part 2 to this because there's some that were left off that definitely need to be in this. But the first one that I wanted to get up in the camera and talk to you guys about is one that I've been talking about for a couple of years now, and I will continue to talk about it because, in my opinion, it is definitely a perfect 10 fragrance, and that would be Majouri's Gold Noir. So this one here, sweet, thick, rich, definitely a gourmand fragrance. Of course, you know you got to swirl that. And over time, as it has macerated, now it's not a clone fragrance by any means. I believe this is a niche company, but as it has developed over the time, it is thicker, it's richer, it's a little bit more earthy. This is a fabulous fragrance, guys. If you don't know anything about Majouri fragrances, I have about 3 of them. All 3 are phenomenal, but this one here, especially for this time of year, absolutely phenomenal. Let me give you the fragrance notes in this one. Your top notes are cinnamon, white woods, and hawthorn. Your middle notes are amber, plum, and leather. And your base notes are vanilla, tonka bean, and patchouli. So with this fragrance, you get a lot of the plum, a good amount of the cinnamon, a strong amount of that amber, and then that tonka bean vanilla that come in at the back end of it to give it a little bit of powderiness and some richness. This is an absolutely fabulous fragrance. And then you get a little hint of the leather in there. Perfect for winter, fall weather. Yeah, with this one. And that would be Majouri's Gold Noir. Now, the next fragrance that I got coming up, it could work in the winter. You could definitely wear this in winter. But as far as fall and spring, absolutely perfect fragrance. And that would be TUMI, 19 Degree. So this one here, what you know about the gimmick top, I do love the top, I'm not gonna lie. But the fragrance itself, this one here has a certain level of maturity to it, whereas you have that beautiful brightness of that bergamot at the top and that raspberry. But as it starts to get to the dry down, when you get to the suede and the birch and the leather, that's when it takes on a whole different dynamic, especially when that musk and sandalwood come in. I think I just gave you all the fragrance notes, but you know, we can run down the list again. Your top notes are bergamot, saffron, and thyme. Your middle notes are raspberry, suede, and birch. And your base notes are leather, musk, and sandalwood. This fragrance here, to me, it is one of the best fragrances in the TUMI line. I haven't found a bad one in the line yet. I haven't smelled dusk, but I will be rectifying that one soon. But so far, everything I've gotten from TUMI, and I have all of them except for that one, Love them all. But there's another that TUMI has that could have definitely ended up on this list. But I didn't want to put two TUMI fragrances in this list, so I decided to go with the one that could transition better, and that would be TUMI 19 Degree. So the next fragrance that I got coming up, this fragrance house makes quite a few amazing fragrances that fall within the realm of fall and winter, and this one is no different, and that would be Franck Boclet's Tonka. So this one, to me, is sensational. Absolutely phenomenal. The tonka bean, that powdery, beautiful tonka bean at the top. It gets almost a little bit of inkiness from the Peru balsam. This one here, it's rich, but it also has a very ethereal type of presence to it as well. Some of your fragrance notes are fig leaf, ginger, and lemon at the top. You have middle notes of almond, peach, and cedar, and base notes of tonka bean, Peru balsam, and sandalwood. So with this fragrance, as the dry down comes into effect, the blend of every last one of these fragrances is completely and totally amazing. This is one for me that, as it starts to really cool down out here, this is going to be perfect once you get it on your skin in this fall and winter weather, and that will be Franck Boclet's Tonka. Focus for me. Let's go. There it is. So this next fragrance is new to my collection. I was supposed to have worn it last week. I didn't get a chance to wear it when I wanted to, but I did wear it, and I enjoyed the experience of it, and that will be Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privee. So this one here, I knew I was going to like it, especially from when I sprayed it on my hand, when I got the sample, and once I got the fragrance in. You guys saw the video. If you haven't had the opportunity, I'll tag it up here so you guys can see when I open the fragrances up live on camera, so I could let you know about the fragrance company, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking about this phenomenal fragrance for the fall and winter. So this one here, you get a slight bit of the brightness of the bergamot at the top, but mostly what you get is that iris chestnut combination with that whiskey. This is a phenomenal fragrance, man. Like, and especially once it gets on your skin, it starts to warm up from the skin, man. When I tell you, this fragrance right here is, to me, one of the new wintertime favorites, fall time favorites in my collection, and I just got it. I have a lot of fragrances that I can choose from, and this is one I'm going to be reaching for several times. I'm not sure about I believe I clocked it at about maybe 6 to 8 hours or so, which is not bad. The sillage is phenomenal. The sillage is immaculate on this fragrance. So guys, if you haven't had an opportunity to try to get a sample, I will link a couple of places in the description box so you can find a sample of this, but make sure you get a sample, and if you have the opportunity to get your hands on Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privee. So the next fragrance that I got coming up, you guys already know, and I've already explained in the video, I have an affinity for the house of Ralph Lauren, and I've already featured this fragrance in a fall video, and this will let you know that I do think this, in my opinion, is a 10 out of 10 fragrance, and that would be Ralph Lauren Polo Parfum. Now, I have all of the Polo reds except for, I believe, the Extreme, and it's the other one that is coupled with that one. Those two are discontinued. I didn't get on the bandwagon soon enough to be able to get my hands on those. But all the other Polo reds, I have them. I love them. But for me, this one is the cream of the crop. This one here has such an elegance to it. This, man, still has that Polo DNA, but it's so rich. It has a creaminess to it. Almost has a slight hint of a boozy nature to it as well. Has a cleanliness. This, to me, in my opinion, is one of the most well-rounded fragrances outside of Purple Label that Polo fragrances that the Polo has to offer. It's one of the most well-rounded fragrances that he has to offer. I know I got tongue-tied for a second there. Some of your fragrance notes in this one, you have your blood orange, your pink pepper, and your bergamot at the top. You have your middle notes of absinthe, lavender, and orris. You have your base notes of musk, cedar, and apopanax. And I believe it's the apopanax. Like I said, it has that insanely sweet, balsamic, warm type of feel to it that adds to the sweetness of the pink pepper and the blood orange. And then you get the cleanliness that comes from the lavender and some of that creaminess from the orris butter. This, to me, right here, like I said, as far as the Ralph Lauren Polo line, this is a perfect 10 out of 10. You guys should get your hands on it. Ralph Lauren Polo Red Parfum. So the next fragrance that I got coming up is absolutely amazing, especially for the fall and winter season, and that will be from the Boss the Scent line. Boss the Scent, Absolute. So this one here, you guys already know the fragrance notes as far as the Boss the Scent line. They don't have a lot, especially this one. Has a 3-note breakdown. I give that to you right now. You got your top notes of ginger, middle notes of maninka fruit, and base notes of vetiver. This one here. Now, of course, you know, all of these fragrances have these 3-note breakdowns. There's some stuff out. There's some other stuff in there. They're just not telling us what it is. But as far as this one goes, the brightness and spiciness of that ginger coupled with that maninka fruit and whatever else they have in here that comes down to that base note of that vetiver. It's an astonishing fragrance, man. And the entire Boss the Scent line, I haven't had a bad one yet. I have a handful of them. I don't have all of them, but I've pretty much smelled them all. And not one in the line, in my opinion, smells bad. There are some that are better than others. This is one of the better ones. Of course, Magnetic and Parfum are a little bit better than this one, but as far as within the Boss the Scent line, this is right up there with the rest of them. To me, this fragrance, especially for this type of season, when we're talking about getting to the fall and winter where you want to get it a little bit more cozy and the sillage is immaculate. The time on this one, I definitely have gotten 8 hours out of this one, so I've never had a problem with the longevity or the performance. The sillage, absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, get your hands on this one, guys. Boss the Scent, Absolute. Let's get in the focus here. There you go. So the next fragrance that I got coming up, I still want to get some of the flankers, but the original still works absolutely wonderful for me, and that will be Stronger With You, EDT. This one right here, the sweetness in this one, to me, probably fits the deeper, colder weather more, but you can get away with it in the fall. Much cooler day in the fall, absolutely. This fragrance here, this one, always loved it from the first time I got my nose on it, and that has not changed. Like I said, it has prompted me to definitely want to get the flankers, so I have at least 1 or 2 of them in my cart now, so I might be getting my hands on those at least by the next weekend or so. Some of your fragrance notes on this one is your top notes of chestnut and sugar, your middle notes of sage and lavender, and you have your base notes of vanilla and smoke. This fragrance right here, to me, it tells the story of fall and winter in a absolutely phenomenal way. When you think of fall and winter, these are the smells that you think about. Like, you smell that beautiful, rich, creamy chestnut with the sugar, and you get a little bit of cleanliness from that lavender, and especially the vanilla and smoke. As you get the entire combination of all of those smells, to me, it says fall, winter. The sillage on this one is absolutely amazing, and the longevity for me is about 6 hours, so that's pretty good for me. This fragrance right here, when I crack this one open, it's almost the same thing that my summer fragrance, which of course you know is Versace Mano Fresh, does for me. When I smell this says to me it is fall and winter time, and that would be Giorgio Armani, Emporio Armani's Stronger With You. So the next fragrance that I got coming up, I recently featured in another fall time video, and that should let you know, in my opinion, it is definitely a 10 out of 10 fragrance, and that would be Prada Long Intense. So this one here, like I said, it takes that iris note and adds the other scents to it to make it masculine, it's strong, and it just really gives it that that maturity to it. It was all of the fragrances are mature. Like, it's beautiful, it's soapy, it's clean, but it has a little bit of a dirtiness to it as you add in like that leather and some of that tonka bean. Like, your top notes, you got iris at the top, your middle notes are amber and patchouli, and your base notes are tonka bean, leather, and sandalwood. And there's something about that combination of that leather that mixes in with that sandalwood that gives it a much more masculine profile, because the double powder from the tonka bean iris is just it turns the fragrance into something that matches the previous two or the other two that I have, but the addition of that leather really just takes it to that next level. Like they said, it's an intense version of that fragrance, the original fragrance. So this one, to me, yes, I love the original fragrance. I do wear it. I wear that in the summer and in the winter. But for me, if I'm going to reach for one in the winter, the longevity is absolutely amazing. 6 to 8 hours for me. The sillage is second to none. This one smells like nothing else that I have in my collection, and this might be something that you might want to get in yours, and that would be Prada Long Intense. Let's get the focus here. Just doesn't feel like doing it today. We're gonna spend all day on that. So the next fragrance that I got coming up is one that I have featured in so many fall and winter videos, and that is not going to change. And that's why, in my opinion, in my fragrance collection, it is considered a perfect 10 out of 10 fragrance, and that would be Aimez-Moi, Comme, Suis, or Love Me As I Am by Caron. That was my attempt at French. I don't know if it was a good or bad attempt, but you can never say that I'm afraid to at least try. So yes, that was me trying to say the actual name in French, but the meaning is come, love me as I am. So this fragrance here, to me, is elegant, refined, phenomenal. The sillage on this one, this is almost like a ghostly, ethereal sillage, where the thing seems to go through walls and around corners, because whenever I've worn it, and it's not like a powerful, strong choke out fragrance, it's a very powdery fragrance. I mean, I believe that tonka bean is one of the main notes in this one. I know it's one of the bottom notes. Your top notes are ginger, grapefruit. Your middle notes are hazelnut and Haitian vetiver, and your base notes are tonka bean and tobacco. But this one is very powdery, but it also maintains some of that spiciness and sharpness from that ginger. This fragrance right here, once again, like I said, absolutely phenomenal. Gorgeous fragrance. Can be somewhat situational, but for me, I wear my fragrances when I want. You can wear yours whenever you want. And if you want to get this on your skin and wear it in an office or wear it at a dinner party, at a bar, anywhere that you wear it, you're going to stand out with this fragrance, and nobody in the room is going to smell like you when you wear this one. Love Me As I Am, or Aimez-Moi, Comme, Suis from Caron. There you go. So this next fragrance that I got coming up, once again, spoke about it in one of those fall, winter fragrance videos that I had already done. I think I did it, the very first fall and winter fragrance that I did in about August as we were climbing into this point in the season. So now we're here, and it's perfect time to wear this one, and that would be Jacques Zolty, Migustotos. So this one here, the way I described it on that original video has not changed, because I continue to smell it, I continue to spray it, and right now is the time where I'm going to get this on skin and get the full business of what this fragrance has to offer. Beautiful, rich coffee. You got that beauty from the cloves, that spiciness of the cloves. You have the tonka bean, the cedar. This right here, to me, like I said before, now there is no tobacco in this fragrance, but you can smell it. It feels like you're in a coffee shop outside where someone is somewhere close smoking a cigar, and you catch the hint of that beautiful black coffee with the rest of those notes. Matter of fact, let me just give you the notes in this fragrance. You got your top notes of amorous, citrus, and coffee. Your middle notes of black pepper, clove, and jasmine. Your base notes of vetiver, cedar, tonka bean, vanilla, and amber. This fragrance here, to me, screams fall and winter season. This is refined. It is masculine. It is definitely perfect for the fall and winter season. Something that you might want to wear with this, maybe a leather jacket, turtleneck, whatever it is that you deem to be your, I guess, more of your rough and tumble look in the winter. This will dress that up perfectly, and that would be Jacques Zolty, Migustotos. So my last fragrance coming up today is one that I have featured in several fall and winter videos. I will continue to feature it in several fall and winter videos. If I ever get to a point where I run out of this fragrance, I will run out and get another bottle of this fragrance and feature it in more fall and winter videos. Number one, because in my opinion, for my palate, for what I like, this is an absolute 10 out of 10 fragrance, no debate, in my opinion, and that would be Navitus Parfum's Divine Aphrodisiac. This fragrance fits my taste to a T, and I mean perfectly. First of all, the atomizer is absolutely phenomenal. Over 8 hours every time I've ever worn it. Sillage is immaculate. The scent bubble is stunning. The fragrance is masterfully blended, masterfully done. And in all honesty, I absolutely enjoy this fragrance every single time I put it on my skin. I've worn it several times. Like I said, I've had it for several fall and winters over the last couple of years, and every time I wear it, it fits like a glove. It hits every time. I'm not going to say I got compliments every single time, but more than likely, someone's in the vicinity, I'm probably going to get a compliment. Some of your fragrance notes on this one, you got your top notes of sesame, bitter almond, and Ceylon cinnamon. Your middle notes of peanut and orris root, and your base notes of coffee, praline, Haitian vetiver, and Java vetiver. This fragrance right here, in my opinion, like I said, perfect 10 out of 10 for me for the winter. An absolute masterpiece in my collection. In all honesty, I wish I could have gotten every last one of them in this collection. These are the fragrances that were partnered with Navitus Parfums and the bow tie fragrance guy. I was only able to get 2 of them. I was able to get this one and Sartorio Noir, and I love them both. Now, I believe a few of them are still available. I am going to see if I can get my hands on the ones that are still available, because if those 2 are any indication of that entire line, then yeah, I will be having a sniffing, smelling good time with those fragrances, and especially with this one that, in my opinion, is a 10 out of 10. Navitus Parfums Divine Aphrodisiac. All right, everybody, that was my list. That was my very first 10 out of 10 list. Man, this thing was a little bit stressful because one of the fragrances that I could have put on here was Sartorio Noir. That's another one that's perfect for this type of season, but he will be in part 2. Trust me when I tell you. Guys, I enjoyed the list. I enjoyed pulling out these fragrances because they're going to be in the weekly fragrance work week fragrance rotation in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy my fragrance journey coming up, man, because these are the type of fragrances that I love. I love my summertime and spring fragrances, don't get me wrong, but there's something about that fall and winter scent that just hits in a completely different way. Guys, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the content because it helps the channel to grow. Make sure you hit that bell icon so you can get notified every time I upload a video, because my name is Mr. Diaz Teddy, your fragrance sommelier. And over here we don't do stinks, so please don't be a stink ass. Have a good one.